Let's start off by showing you this little video. I'm over at band.video. Some Alex Jones and guest. Let's see what he has to say.
If you can imprint memory sets and erase memory sets, what kind of powerful weapon is that?
Mind control.
I truly believe we're in a new war. The United States has the tech. Russia, who has been far ahead of us in this technology, has the tech. The UK has the tech. The Chinese have the tech. And India has the tech. So Putin gave a presentation in the Politico, and he said the first superpower to master psychotronic weapons will be the superpower to rule the world.
I remember that. That was like a long time ago.
Yeah. And
Explain psychotronic weapons.
Psychotronic weapons are basically any weapon that has a methodology and in changing the way you think, your biological processes, your emotions, your biochemistry. All of these things entail a psychotronic weapon.
Right. Psychotronic weapons. Still trying to find out, right? Figure out exactly what this 5G stuff was. Since it's came out, looks like it could be some sort of a weapon. But maybe one that works in mysterious ways. Looks like Jeffrey Epstein was actually talking about some of this stuff. He was discussing having tech that can erase short-term memory, which right off the bat I would think, you know, victimizing people and then making them forget what happened. That would make sense, but what happened to just roofies, right? I guess you could test that in someone's bloodstream, but it just seems like a little bit of overkill maybe. To be actually changing someone's brain. Seems a little dangerous. And then I know there's theories about clones and everything else he may or may not have been doing. Goes, an email from the Epstein files saw the disgraced financier discuss technology that could supposedly erase short-term memory. The latest release of the Epstein files, which featured more than 3 million pages, have brought many more topics up for discussion, whether it be his use of code words such as pizza and whoops, or the documents that shockingly reveal his purchase of 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. While talking with former MIT, gonna butcher this one real quick, official Joichi Ilto, the convicted pedophile made mention of a device that could erase short-term memory, despite there being no real media mention of such technology in recent years. And I think if this Iran war, which I'm leaning like I hope, but also it doesn't feel like something, now that Trump knows, right, that it's not good. It's not going very well for anyone involved. Especially if he thinks he's going to endorse anyone ever again. I mean, you go from calling yourself the best president ever to obviously not really quick. That we're going to see this kind of technology being used. And this is MK Ultra. They've been doing it for 70, 80, 90, 100 years. And they've admitted to this kind of stuff that they've done. Ilto, who resigned from MIT in 2019 following revelations about the academic center's financial ties to Epstein, sent an email to the sex offender in February of 2014. He wrote, "You told me about the technology that you tried where they erase your short-term memory. Is this work published? Which lab is it?" So he's actually asking Epstein about it. Interesting. Epstein replied, "Many transmagnetic stimulation is the device, much work done on using it for trauma, amnesia, etc." Now that could be taking it away or maybe even implanting memories into people. And you kind of see that with the cell phones and everything, and I think that's where it's going. That mixed with all the frequencies. Not only are they giving you turbo cancer and you're going to live a lot, you know, less longer, shorter. But they're going to end up controlling you. And I always thought, like with the, like with dubstep, right, where it's you can physically feel it and it's got the beats and everything, the frequencies of it. Like if they could just turn something on or flip a switch, like slowly over time, they've been programming brains to be like sleeper cell agents. And all of a sudden turn it on and either everyone just forgets something like Men in Black, or everyone freezes, or everyone starts acting like zombies and rapidly attacking each other. Milto wrote back, I'm on a New York Times audit committee call. Thanks for this. Now I'll have something fun to Google. The Japanese entrepreneur had faced criticism after it came to light that he had accepted a $525,000 donation from Epstein, along with $1.2 million for his own personal investment funds. It's a lot of money. This guy was handing it out like Oprah. You get $1 million. You get $1 million. Despite the financier being blacklisted by the university, more than 6 years on, Anelto's relationship with Epstein is under scrutiny once again, with it unclear exactly how or why the billionaire businessman had access to such technology, particularly over 10 years ago. In today's world, transcranial magnetic stimulation is something used as a treatment for depression, as it uses magnetic fields to stimulate nerve cells in the brain. So this guy, back then, it's showing you the technology they had. And he was very deeply connected to all sorts of governments. But to be able to have access to this kind of technology at the time, and he's acting like it's old news, while this guy's going, yeah, tell me about it. I haven't even heard about it, right? Recent report from Cleveland Clinic suggests that TMS in the traditional sense does not cause memory loss, but it's clear that Epstein was probably not using the technology in the way that it was intended, and the reason why he would want to invoke short-term memory loss is sadly also clear. It comes after Pam Bondi, the United States Attorney General, claimed that all of the files have now been released despite thousands of redacted names or details. I'm not seeing the code on this, but I'm sure typing in a couple of those words, you could find it. Over 300 celebrities and famous faces feature in the files, while President Donald Trump and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor are two of the most commonly featured names in the files. It's important to note that being named in the files relating to Epstein's case is not an indication of wrongdoing or any knowledge of wrongdoing, but many may have some more questions for Alto about the existence of a technology that could feasibly erase memories. So, they were talking about it back then. We're being warned about it now, about how it could be being used at this moment. And I'm seeing a lot of radicalization in all sorts of different ways, right? You see the right-wingers really supporting Israel, trying to destroy Iran, and then you see a lot of stuff on the internet that's against the Israelis. Instead of just the blue versus red, now it's my people versus your people. I feel like someone's trying to start a civil war, and someone's trying to start World War III. Either way, gas is getting more expensive. But yeah, the government has technology, right? Not just to disperse crowds or to make you hit the ground and they steal your president or whatever out of your country, but to erase your memories. If they can erase memories, there's a good chance, right, that they're able to create memories. Now, if they could do this on a massive scale, what would happen? What would happen if they made us all forget COVID? Or imagine if it never even really happened. They just made us believe it did. Or forget 9/11, or forget about what happened with the Epstein files, or forget about Epstein and the Epstein files completely. Everyone, like the Men in Black. It's a very interesting topic. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to leave a like, comment, those are the best, and subscribe if you're new. Got hundreds of videos. Also make sure to check us out on Rumble. That's where most of them are. We'll see if YouTube will even keep this one up now that I brought AJ into it. Yeah. Catch you on the next.